It's funny that her rune's the shape of a heart and it glows when he says stuff, and then she's like in love with him. Because wasn't it a Macross 7 song? Love Heart.
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
I don't even know why you're like, because it's literally a good song. Legitimately, Macross Firebomber is the most successful band of all of Macross.
True.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back in the most unfortunate way possible with another episode of Macross Delta 18. Currently, what episode are we currently on?
22, 23, and we check my
I think we're
notes.
going into 22 next time we record. The point we're trying to make here is that something happened to our original recording of episode 18. I remember that we did it, and then when I went to edit the episodes, for some reason the first episode I had to edit was episode 19, which means episode 18 vanished somewhere. I guess thankfully our episode 19 starts with notes that we had about episode 18, so there's going to be an oddity here that we can't just leave the space blank. So we're going to react to episode 18, but know that we have actually moved on 3 episodes, and that means like a couple of weeks away from our actual recording of it the first time. So you're going to see us react to something that technically we've seen once, and maybe can still have new thoughts about. But in the lineup, you're watching this, and then episode 19 is going to be coming out after it, and then you're going to hear us give thoughts about an episode that you're going to watch us have past future thoughts about now. Well, because obviously I can't like go 17, 19, 20, 21, 18. It doesn't make any sense. This has to go in the spot that it's going in. Which ironically, though, I think we've done this before on another show.
Yes, we have. A couple of times. Because this stuff happens. It just happens. You try your best, and sometimes files go like...
Well, before, it was always some recording error, like, oh, I only recorded my audio, you got no audio, we have to go back and do this over again. And I do some sort of clever edit where there's a you and me talking, and then the most important stuff that I had, since I only record my audio, gets then thrown in as well. But this is just, I have no fucking idea what happened to the recording. It's just not there. Like, I searched through all my recycling bin, I searched through all the file edits that I had. I know we had it. I just don't know where it went.
Somewhere. Over the rainbow. Or the Kira, because we just finished watching G-Cukes. So, you probably won't. Well, depending when you watch this, you may or may not know.
The G-Cukes episode will come out like 2 weeks from now, from this time. This episode will appear on YouTube 13 weeks from now. So,
oh yes,
this isn't going to make a lot of sense at all.
Yeah.
Well, because we were only like 1 or 2 weeks behind. Well, we were 1 week behind the actual release of G-Cukes. 2 weeks on a Patreon ahead of YouTube, whereas we released 2 episodes of Macross a week. So the fact that, as you might have just noticed, Labyrinth of Time just got released on YouTube, which is the end of our Macross Frontier, except for, I think, a ranking. I think we did a ranking for Macross Frontier.
Yeah. No, actually, the last one is FB7.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, 14
one that
weeks. You
adore, and I not so much.
Oh, because I love Macross 7. I literally just watched a video of some girl and her boyfriend explaining how amazing Macross 7 is, but how you might not like it if you don't like goofier mecha. Like, there are examples, of course, if you like Gunbuster, if you like Gurren Lagann. There was some other show I can't remember the name of. If you like mecha, like over-the-top mecha like these, then you're probably going to like Macross 7. If you like other stuff, then it's probably might not be the show for you.
Oh, there we have it. I think we're about to start watching, again, Macross Delta, episode 18.
Time to suit up for the first time. Again. Let's go ahead and get on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, If you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Planet Moldar. That does remind me of like ancient, like 1970s mecha shows who have these names, right? Planet Jakura or something like that. You're like, okay, cool.
I mean, not so much for me. But I'm literally watching Space Battleship Yamato. I just got done Voltace 5. Like, I don't have like the broad spectrum of 1970s mecha anime, but like I'm Planet Bosnia or Planet Iskander. Well, I guess Iskander kind of fits your mold there, but it's Gameless is the other one. So. Though I'll say, to be fair to Space Battleship Yamato, I'm only on like episode 10. They've only just left the system. So thus far, all the planets in that show have been Jupiter, Mars, Pluto. So.
I mean, I do like the fact that they found a reason. Wow, they finagled. Whether you buy the reason or not that the main characters have to do it, I leave that to the viewer. But they at least go like, yeah, no, there's a reason why these brains are doing because they're Valkyr, right?
No, it's dumb. They're also pulling in the pilots.
I didn't say you had to buy it. I say that they explained it.
They don't actually explain it either.
Oh, remember, they're a tactical sound unit.
Yeah, of pilots and singers. I will say this is probably going to throw us for a bit when we actually do record our next time, when it's like the last thing in our minds is going to be, oh, that's right, they're infiltrating a thing. Like, no, wait, they're doing what now? What's the thing? Don't ruin the... There's no mystique here, but just don't ruin by saying what's actually happening. Because again, the viewer is going to be watching this in order. I guess there is the element that if there's any mystery in this episode, it's going to be ruined for us in that aspect. Although not by much, considering how little we get in answers.
Yeah. This is a general observation of we talked about this, how the show is like, oh, we have a major development. You know, slice of life episode where you concentrate on the characters. And then it's like, and then we're going to go back to whatever mystery it is. Although they do the Babylon 5 thing where they show like a background event here and there. It's like, oh, this is happening. Remember, these guys are...
Babylon 5 did it well because Babylon 5 would show you something in Season 1, and then in Season 3, it would all come to the forefront and be explained. This is one season where shit's not being told to us.
Well, it's equivalent to about 2 seasons worth of anime. Season being 12 episodes.
Arguably, I would say no, because there's 24 episodes season anime, so... Also, comparing it to Babylon 5, you're talking about a show in syndication, which is like 60-something episodes.
No, it's about 22 to 24 per season. So...
Well, then it's not syndication, then.
No, it is.
Syndication means a certain episode number to be viewed every day of the week.
No, syndication says you buy it and don't buy it from a network, basically. It's out of network, that's what it is.
Well, then I mean a different word then.
Serialization? It does happen that in syndication, because the people
like,
who buy
for example, like when Robotech needed a specific episode number to be put into syndication, it was for weekly releases, not weekly releases, daily releases, 5 days a week.
Well, they needed a minimum. I think the minimum was 60 episodes, 66 episodes. But that's to be bought in a package.
Yes, I know, but I mean, there's a specific word for that. That's what I'm getting at. But I can't remember that a lot of cartoons in the 80s required that.
Yeah, but that was because they needed to fill in by the FCC. They needed shows in the morning and the afternoon, Monday to Fridays, and that's how they did it.
Nothing's going to say more that we've already seen this episode by the fact that we're talking over it with nothing that has to do with Macross. Tangentially Robotech, but not this show of Macross.
Yeah, we're mentioning the R word, so that's not gonna any great following in the comment section. Like, why are you doing that? Nobody wants to talk about that.
I mean, there was a recent comment in the comment section about let Lessons yap his head off.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that meant. So, does it mean that I'm talking over you too much? Or does it mean that you're talking nonsense and we should let you keep talking nonsense?
Could be both.
Let's say either or.
Yeah. Or messy. Girl, you gotta make sure that you fell in love with the right guy.
She did.
The living one.
She did. She
did?
fell in love with A-Rad as well. She's got a triangle going on. God just made the triangle one-sided.
Yeah. He does another thing that shows like, Hayate's father might be important. We're not going to talk about it.
He literally said he's my commanding officer. A future note I might have.
Yeah.
Also, a change to the board I might make.
Hmm? It is like, I could talk about this. This might be a perfect moment to tell you what the story is, but I'm not going to do that.
I wish Ranga wasn't just like the one thing all the time. Jellyfish.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, that's it. That's the thing about euphemisms. Always about jellyfish, I guess.
Well, the whole fucking planet's about jellyfish. The sending your soul off into the ocean because of jellyfish.
It's what's called a single.
There are literally catfish.
There's a trope about it.
There's catfish in the water, and we don't do anything. Like, get reborn as catfish. That's why the catfish are so independent and smart. No, jellyfish. You mean the things that we eat? Yeah, those things. Oh, how stupid was he to let her wander off on her own? And then she stepped on a stick and let her... I don't know, I'm trying to do your thing.
Oh, okay. She did what she always does, which is follow her nose or her ears, and she went off. And Hayate wasn't paying attention, as he always does.
By the way, the emphasis here is that he took off his uniform, so he's no longer a knight.
Yeah.
I feel like
in Babylon 5.
I feel like what might happen... Well, sure, after the best episode of the whole show, but I feel like what might happen here is that Freya might take off her uniform here to imply that she's not a mercenary right now.
But she's not.
And that way that they can have a conversation back and forth as people. I just feel like that might be a thing that happens. Also, I feel like there's going to be a guy over the hill that she grew up with that was actually cheating on another guy or a woman, or their relationship's going to be weird and worth talking.
They elope, basically.
Yeah, I said it was going to be weird and worth talking about. Same thing. Look at that. She took her uniform off. What did I say? I can see these things.
She took her poncho off. She's still wearing the uniform.
That is her uniform, the poncho. That's what identifies her as a member of this infiltration group. Oh, thank God, they can finally prove that these guys are actually superior to everybody else, unlike that Messer fight where they were distracted by holograms and defeated. I think we should look at his uniform again. His uniform is probably sitting on a bench somewhere.
Right there, by his side. Yes.
だが本当にいいのか。お前の隣にいるのは地球の民なんだぞ。ウィンダミア人はウィンダミアの風から離れては生きてはいけん。
I mean, you're not on Windermere right now.
何勝手に決めてんだよ。
地球の民、年はいくつだ？
17。
17か。
I guess technically 2 years older than Freya.
息子だ。ちょうど6つになる。
Yeah, she turned 15. Yeah. In episode
6つの頃、
17.
初めて親父から。
Was it okay? Thank God. I was gonna say, will she have or has she?
苦労しな
Well, she already has.
6年後、そいつは最初の実をつけた。今あいつに
One of these days he'll be able to do a full Zikyle.
実がなる頃には、
Yeah.
俺はもういないかもしれん。それがウィンダミア人だ。
Literally plant a tree you will never see grow.
いや、今なら俺が
Well,
力
that's
に
that's the quote, right? God, what's the full quote?
No. Yeah, plant a tree you'll never see.
Yeah, no, but there's more to the quote than that.
Yeah.
どうすれば戦争が終わるのかわからんし、何が正しいのかもわからん。でも命の限り
A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they'll never sit.
地球の民と歩くには、俺たちの時間は短すぎる。
だったら何倍も何倍もぶっちゃゴリゴリな時間を過ごせばいいじゃねえか。みんなで。
やって
It's funny that her rune's the shape of a heart and it glows when he says stuff, and then she's like in love with him. Because wasn't it a Macross 7 song? Love Heart.
I don't think it has anything to do
I don't
with
even know why you're like, because it's literally a good song. Legitimately,
Wait, it's
Macross
Macross.
Firebomber is the most successful band of all of Macross.
True.
Also, apparently, the video that I was talking about earlier, saying how great Macross 7 was, I didn't hear it, but apparently Gamlin sings a cover of one of the songs, and Gamlin's voice actor is the voice actor of Dio. So it's Dio, essentially, singing. That's important to somebody. I fucking hate JoJo's. So for me, it means nothing, but somebody,
Yeah.
people who love Dio. Best song on this show.
That's a very, very long hair. Whoever does her hair.
Her, I imagine.
Yeah.
I just like the dreams. You don't make dreams yourself. It's a great line.
どういうことだ？ハインツ陛下の歌は
Dreams are brought to you on the wind, or something like that.
ですか。どうなさるおつもりで？
歌わせておけ。
Okay, what are you, the king of France?
No, they have cake.
そのまま歌わせ。
No, that would be Marie Antoinette.
マルキーレは三雲と合流。デルタ小隊はジークフリードで援護。
No, sorry, I was thinking of. Oh, no, hold on. It's the best lyric of the best song of the show.
Yeah.
行け。俺がこれを。
No, I was thinking one of the final Pirates of the Caribbean movies. You know, where they're going and they're hanging all the pirates, and then the kids start singing, and then they've had to hang up.
Yeah.
Sir, they've
Oh,
started singing.
白き翼に戻るため。
About time.
Cool. Well
白
time.
い
Yeah.
花咲くリンゴ畑に帰る日まで。俺は翼の騎士だからな。
Again, they had like no subtlety in this show either.
No.
We're all about wind and wings and apples.
We're from the planet of sea winds, Windermere. You know, the sea winds.
By the way, you might know me as the son of your planet's Hitler. Or Pol Pot, if you prefer.
Yeah.
Well, there's various number of, mass killers in human society that we can pull from. We don't always have to pull from the same one. Also, the analogy fails because he is essentially more of a terrorist.
I love it how the music becomes upbeat and we're gonna do this. Yeah. Oh boy. We have seen this before, by the way. So.
One would hope for the amount of time we've actually talked over the entire episode. Why didn't we follow the jamming angels motif? Put them in the back of the cockpit with their own thing. That way they could be everywhere that they need to be.
They make a cute couple of this. How convenient that we have a stage here as well with, you know, podiums for everybody.
見つけたぞ小娘が翼の騎士を
Wasn't that the right one? Again, count the amount of time it took him hovering above them and charging to all of the scenes happening along the way to him getting interrupted.
And this is where things go sideways.
Also kind of funny, the impetus is that the singing is causing him to go over the edge. But the show's way of telling us that is to zoom in on his face and make the sound more distant. The thing causing him to do this is the thing he's hearing the least.
Yeah.
Would have been a bit more over the top if they had put blades on the inverted wings, so he just like slices through Keith as he's coming up. It's a shame they only gave him the one song,
The Song of the Wings.
which isn't even that good.
I mean, it's supposed to be sort of this sort of Latin chant thing going on, right? Music of power. Then you get stripped naked for some reason.
Better than Vertigo.
And he's aging quickly and bleeding as well, so it's killing them.
I mean, he could be biting the inside of his mouth because aging quickly hurts. Not great that you're asking questions. Implies that you don't know. I wonder what the decision-making process is of this is the song that counters that. See, it feels like the implication there is that she literally got stripped of her clothes. It wasn't some sort of alternate visual like all the guys were in. Tuning. Resonance.
And now we go into destructive purity. Yeah, purity.
Okay, you said destructive purity, but she's just saying that purity.
No, but she said destructive purity, and then she goes into the same chord over again, the same chorus.
That's the Megafold gate thing that I will have referred to. Hopefully you remember next time. Spoiler, he will not. Future him has no ability to interact with past him statements.
I mean, I remember this happening, but I was more concentrated on
You
what she
didn't
was
remember
saying.
the Megafold gate statement.
I gotta freeze frame those faces.
Don't worry,
I need to
Lessons.
know
I
that.
will have had a whole note about that.
Yeah.
I anticipate that I will have had a whole note about that. Remember, A-Ride said they're resonating as though this is a good thing. Hope he takes that to heart in the future, that this is a good thing, as he has previously said.
Doesn't look like a good thing.
They're resonating. He said that and smiled. He could have shook me. My head could have hit the ground. That could have been it for Freya. You know? Seeing the universe from the Vajra's perspective. Oh, hey, that thing that the Windermerians say. I want to say that's the second most heard song I recognize from Delta.
Here come the tentacles.
It's also all the gates positioned above, one above each other. So he's like 13 to 11, and you're like 20 something to infinity. She definitely got her style from Sharon Apple. Not Sharon Apple, the other one.
Cheryl Noming?
Yeah. I'm sure eventually the show will give us a heads up on what's happened in the past of Macross. Just seems like something they would do. Macross is well known for giving backstory like that.
Sure. Incessantly.
I don't know about that. There hasn't been a lot of incessant in Macross.
I mean, at Max 7, every episode started with,
I was
by the way,
joking
remember
on
that.
how that word sounds. That's all I was doing lessons.
Okay.
There's been a specific lack of incessant in Macross. Unless you can think about, what's her name? The first idol? Second idol, actually?
Min-May?
Yeah, Min-May and her cousin. They were really incessant.
Okay. I got it.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I heard it and I couldn't let the joke go.
I was like, just a bit.
Yeah, the body paint really hasn't been explained yet.
No.
But I'm sure
look like
it will be in
see.
the next 3 to 4 episodes, I anticipate.
Yeah. Before the show it's over.
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of episodes left, really.
Sure we do. We have 8 episodes left.
Not a lot, really, at 22 minutes. I hope they don't spend it recapping again and again.
Sorry, I'll be happy so long as they let me see a little bit more of Macross 7.
Of course.
So long as they do that at least once, I'll be fine. You know, maybe, just maybe, they'll also let me know something about the Epsilon group. At the same time, preferably. That would be great.
Yeah, hopefully. That would be a good thing. Clearly not the man behind the man. The man. The ma'am? The man. Yes.
I didn't hear you say ma'am. I heard you say ma'am. Like some sort of weird accent thing kicking in.
Yeah.
Clearly not the man behind the man.
Man.
Well, you watched Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right?
Mhm.
You know, when he goes to Toontown and he thinks he sees Lola, was it Lola Bunny? And it turns out to be the sex-starved woman. Sex-starved.
Yeah.
Oh, man! That's what I heard.
Yeah. He starts running.
Yeah, one of the
Never
last
stops.
times you're going to see Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse fighting on screen.
Mm-hmm. And Tom and Jerry, and well, all of them, really. I mean, that was Disney really putting out the big checkbook to get all those, copyrights from their competition, Daffy Duck and Donald Duck in the same stage as well. That was pretty good. Short, but good.
So, this episode, I mean, it was really good to see Freya talking to
Cassim.
Hyman? No. Heinel.
Cassim.
No.
His first
Herman?
name is Cassim, I think. Herman.
Nope, that's not Herman either. It's another brand of condiment. It's the way we always remember him, and it starts with an H. Because it's Heinz is the other guy, the prince.
That's a king.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a king, yeah.
Prince, king, whatever. I don't know if he's the king yet. I don't remember. He could be the
No,
prince.
he's
still.
already the king.
I don't know if the ordination has already happened, but Hellman? Was it Hellman?
Casey Kasem.
So what?
No, I think his first name is Kasem. I don't know his last name.
I don't care what his first name is. We've never called him by his first name. I'm pretty sure it's Hellman. Because again, it's clearly the name of a condiment.
No, Hellman Klaus.
Yeah, that was Hellman.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Who's Kasem?
No, sorry, that wasn't Hellman. Hellman's the guy with the white all over his face.
Yeah, Kasem Eberhardt. He actually does not have a... I was right. Kasem Eberhardt.
Yeah, of course you were. I was talking about Hellman. Obviously, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it. That was episode 18 of Macross Delta.
All right. Well, I guess that said then, that is everything for this episode. If you want more, we did come back with notes next time. Or we will have been. Or we will have done. But either way, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions. And we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?